The race session is at Okayama International Circuit in Okayama, Japan. Lungi is P1. Alphonse is P2. Gun 180 from Australia is P3 on softs. SMC 535 is 4th. R31 Greg is 5th. Fando 26 is 6th. Speed Racer from Australia is 7th. Lethal Force from Australia is P8. Crizo 27 from Australia is P9. Swooper 3 from Australia is 10th. Viperian from New Zealand is P11. Hayes is 12th. Toby Saya from Australia is 13th. Exiled Reaper from Australia is 14th. M3K1 is P15 on softs. Chu1TH8N is P16 on mediums. Lungi from Australia is first on mediums. Race start. Lungi entering the pits is 17th. SMC 535 is 3rd. SMC 535 lost P3 to R31 Greg. Fando 26 in Williams is P5. Lungi exiting pits on mediums. Toby Saya is 12th. Viperian entering the pits is P16. Exiled Reaper is 6th. Lethal Force in Hairpin is P7. Hayes in Hairpin is 12th. Hayes passed Toby Saya for 11th. Viperian exiting pits. Exiled Reaper is P6. Exiled Reaper lost P6 to Lethal Force. M3K1 is 10th, 0.7 behind Chu1TH8N. M3K1 is now 12th. Viperian is P16. Viperian is now P12. Viperian passed Hayes for P11. Gun 180 is P3. SMC 535 in first corner is fourth, 0.1 ahead of Fando 26. SMC 535 lost fourth to Fando 26. R31 Greg is P6, 0.3 behind SMC 535. Speed Racer is 8th, 0.5 ahead of Viperian. Viperian in hairpin is P9, 0.4 behind Speed Racer. Lethal Force in Piper on lap 2 is 12, 0.2 behind Swooper 3. Toby Saya is 15th, 0.5 behind Chu 1TH8N. Gun 180 is P4, 0.4 behind Fando 26. Lethal Force in first corner is 11th, 0.1 behind Criso 27. Swooper 3 in Moss S is P12, 0.2 behind Lethal Force. Fando 26 on lap 3 is third, 0.1 behind Alphonse. Fando 26 passed Alphonse for second. Alphonse in Revolver is third, 0.3 behind Fando 26. Gun 180 in Redman is fourth, 0.5 behind Alphonse. R31 Greg in Mike Knight corner is 6th, 0.5 behind SMC 535. Hayes is 10th, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. Chu 1TH8N is 15th on mediums. Chu 1TH8N passed Hayes for 14th. Criso 27 entering the pits is 16th. Criso 27 is P16. Speed Racer in Moss S is P8, 0.4 ahead of Lethal Force. Criso 27 exiting pits. Hayes exiting pits. Lethal Force is P9, 0.5 behind Speed Racer. Lungi is P3, 0.2 ahead of SMC 535. SMC 535 in Redman is P4, 0.4 behind Lungi. Lungi was 0.8 faster last lap. R31 Greg is P5, 0.4 behind SMC 535. Toby Saya in last corner is 12th, 0.3 behind Exiled Reaper. Toby Saya was 0.6 faster last lap. Lungi is 3rd, 0.4 behind Fando 26. R31 Greg in Atwood Curve is P5, 0.4 behind SMC 535. Swooper 3 on lap 5 is 10th, 0.4 behind Viperian. Exiled Reaper from Australia in Hairpin is 12th, 0.3 ahead of M3K1. Lethal Force in Redman is 8th. Best lap is a 142.620. 2.119 off the fastest lap. M3K1 is P13, 0.5 behind Exiled Reaper. R31 Greg in first corner is 5th, 0.4 behind SMC 535. Lethal Force in Williams is 8th. Best lap is a 142.589. 2.088 off the fastest lap. Swooper 3 in Atwood Curve is P10, 0.4 behind Viperian. M3K1 in Atwood Curve is P13, 0.5 behind Exiled Reaper. Lethal Force in Revolver is P8, 0.5 behind Speed Racer. Swooper 3 in Redman is 10th, 0.5 behind Viperian. M3K1 is 13th. Best lap is a 143.781. 3.280 off the fastest lap. M3K1 passed Exiled Reaper for 12th. Lethal Force is P8, 0.3 behind Speed Racer. Lethal Force passed Speed Racer for P7. Viperian in Williams is 9th, 0.4 behind Speed Racer. Speed Racer was 1.2 faster last lap. Swooper 3 in Atwood curve on lap 7 is P10, 0.4 behind Viperian. Hayes in first corner is P16, 0.4 behind Chryso 27. Hayes was 0.9 faster last lap. R31 Greg is P5, 0.3 behind SMC 535. Swooper 3 in Redman is P10, 0.3 behind Viperian. R31 Greg entering the pits is P6. Viperian is P9, 0.6 behind Speed Racer. Viperian is now 7th. Hayes is 16th, 0.4 behind Chryso 27. SMC 535 exiting pits. Swooper 3 is 8th, 0.5 behind Viperian. Swooper 3 is now 8th. R31 Greg exiting pits. R31 Greg in first corner is P15, 0.2 ahead of Hayes. Hayes was 43.3 faster last lap. SMC 535 exiting pits. R31 Greg is now P14. Viperian from New Zealand in Revolver is P7, 0.5 behind Speed Racer. Viperian was 2.4 faster last lap. R31 Greg is 14th, 0.1 behind Chryso 27. Chryso 27 in Hairpin is 14th, 0.3 behind R31 Greg. M3K1 in last corner is P10. Viperian is 7th. Best lap is a 1:42.962. 2.461 off the fastest lap. M3K1 is 10th. Best lap is a 1:42.592. 2.091 off the fastest lap. Swooper 3 in Piper on lap 9 is 8th, 0.5 behind Viperian. SMC 535 is 16th on mediums battling Hayes. Swooper 3 in Mike Knight corner is P8, 0.4 behind Viperian. SMC 535 exiting pits on mediums. Exiled Reaper in Mike Knight corner on lap 9 is P11. M3K1 entering the pits is P10. Exiled Reaper entering the pits is 11th. Chu1th8n is 13th, 1.1 ahead of Krizo 27. Chu1th8n entering the pits is 13th. Swooper 3 from Australia is P8, 0.7 behind Viperian. M3K1 exiting pits on softs. Exiled Reaper is P14. Exiled Reaper exiting pits. Chu1th8n exiting pits on mediums. Fando 26 in last corner is third, 0.5 behind Lungi. Fando 26 entering the pits is P3. M3K1 is 13. Viperian entering the pits is P7. Swooper 3 is P8. Swooper 3 entering the pits is P8. Tobisaya entering the pits is P9. Fando 26 exiting pits. Tobisaya is 8th. Gun 180 exiting pits on softs. Hayes is 12th. Viperian from New Zealand is P8. Viperian exiting pits. Tobisaya exiting pits. Swooper 3 exiting pits. Viperian is now 9. Hayes in Moss S is P9, 0.6 behind Krizo 27. Lungi entering the pits is second. Swooper 3 is 12, 0.5 behind Tobisaya. Swooper 3 passed Tobisaya for P11. Lethal Force entering the pits is P3. Tobisaya is P12. Speed Racer entering the pits is 4th. Alphonse exiting pits. Viperian is 10th. Lungi exiting pits on mediums. Lethal Force exiting pits. Speed Racer is P7. Speed Racer exiting pits. Viperian in first corner on lap 12 is P10, 0.3 behind Hayes. Hayes in Moss S is 9, 0.3 ahead of Viperian. Hayes was 2.2 faster last lap. Viperian is 10, 0.3 behind Hayes. Krizo 27 in hairpin is 9, 0.3 ahead of Hayes. Krizo 27 is now P11. Krizo 27 is now P13. M3K1 in Piper is 11th, 0.3 behind Toby Saya. M3K1 passed Toby Saya for P10. R31 Greg on lap 12 is 6th, 0.6 behind Lethal Force. R31 Greg was 35.3 faster last lap. Swooper 3 in first corner is P9, 0.5 behind Hayes. R31 Greg is P6, 0.7 behind Lethal Force. Swooper 3 is P9, 0.2 behind Hayes. Swooper 3 passed Hayes for P8. Hayes on lap 13 is 9th, 0.5 behind Swooper 3. R31 Greg in first corner is P6, 0.6 behind Lethal Force. M3K1 in Williams is P10, 0.7 behind Hayes. M3K1 was 2.9 faster last lap. Hayes in Atwood Curve is 10th battling M3K1. Viperian entering the pits is P14. R31 Greg in Piper is 6th, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. Hayes in Redman is P10. Best lap is a 1:42.424. 2.065 off the fastest lap. R31 Greg is P6, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. M3K1 is P9, 1.2 behind Swooper 3. R31 Greg in Hairpin is P6, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. M3K1 is P9, 1.4 behind Swooper 3. R31 Greg in last corner is 6th, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. M3K1 is P9, 1.2 behind Swooper 3. R31 Greg in Atwood Curve is 6th, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. Crizo 27 is P12, 0.2 behind Toby Saya. R31 Greg in Revolver is 6th, 0.3 behind Lethal Force. Crizo 27 is P12 battling Toby Saya. Crizo 27 passed Toby Saya for 11th. R31 Greg is 6th, 0.3 behind Lethal Force. M3K1 in last corner is P9, 0.5 behind Swooper 3. R31 Greg in Moss S on lap 17 is 6th, 0.3 behind Lethal Force. M3K1 in Atwood Curve on lap 17 is P9, 0.8 behind Swooper 3. Lethal Force in Revolver is P6, 0.2 behind R31 Greg. M3K1 is P9, 0.4 behind Swooper 3. Lethal Force is P6, 0.5 behind R31 Greg. M3K1 is 9th, 0.4 behind Swooper 3. R31 Greg in Williams is P6, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. M3K1 is P9, 0.3 behind Swooper 3. R31 Greg is P6. Best lap is a 141.424. 1.107 off the fastest lap. M3K1 in hairpin is 9th on softs, 0.5 behind Swooper 3. Lethal Force in Hobbs is P6, 0.1 behind R31 Greg. M3K1 is 9th, 0.4 behind Swooper 3. Toby Saya from Australia in last corner is 12th, 0.8 behind Crizo 27. M3K1 in Moss S is P9, 0.4 behind Swooper 3. Toby Saya in Atwood Curve is P12, 0.8 behind Crizo 27. M3K1 in Piper is 9th, 0.4 behind Swooper 3. Toby Saya in Revolver is P12, 0.5 behind Crizo 27. Swooper 3 is 9th, 0.3 behind M3K1. Crizo 27 on lap 19 is 11th, 0.5 behind Hayes. Toby Saya in first corner is 12th, 0.5 behind Crizo 27. The leader has just finished the race. Alphonse finished P1. Fando 26 finished P2. Lungi finished P3. Gun 180 finished 4th. Lethal Force finished P5. R31 Greg finished 6th. Speed Racer finished 7th. M3K1 finished P8. Swooper 3 finished 9th. Chu 1 TH8 and finished 14th. Crizo 27 finished P10. Hayes finished 11th. Toby Saya finished P12. Exiled Reaper finished 13th. SMC 535 finished P15.